find some way to remember me.
Hi everyone, let's talk about Teen Wolf and more specifically the second trailer for season 6.
The final season.
In case you missed it, we broke down the first trailer that was released. We'll put the link in the description.
Before we get into it, as a reminder, we will be reviewing this final season of Teen Wolf every week after the episode airs, and on Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Pacific time and noon Eastern time, we will be having a live Q&A about the episode that aired the night before. So you can come and ask us a bunch of questions. But without further ado, let's jump right into the trailer breakdown.
How amazing is this
trailer was
though?
dope.
Oh my god.
I've rewatched it so many times.
God.
Like so many times.
Oh my god. I just can't even. I got so mad at Teen Wolf because it's so good. I was like tearing up and I'm like, no, I have makeup on. Don't make me tear up. Like, go back.
Oh, they did it right. The music, the pacing, just everything was right.
Now, in the first trailer breakdown that we did, I think we already discussed how this season looks like it's going to be all about Styles. And even though he won't be there most of the time, maybe because they've forgotten him. But I think this trailer really delves into like, it's all about Styles.
It's all about the disappearance
of Styles.
Yes. It starts out with Styles and Lydia running to the car. Running away from the Ghost Riders, who are going to be the new villains this season. Not to be confused with Ghost Rider from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Just completely different. Has nothing to do with it. So when they're in the Jeep, that's when Styles hits us with the emotional speech. It reminded me of that scene in Taken where Liam Neeson is telling his daughter, look, you're gonna be kidnapped, but just here's what you're gonna do. So Styles is like giving us the same kind of level of thing where he's like, look, you're gonna forget me. And she's like, I won't. Like, you're gonna forget me. You have to find a way to remember me. And I was like, oh, damn.
And then the holding of the hand again that we had seen already.
And then the Ghost Riders come and take him.
No.
The feels. The feels. But what I thought was interesting in that particular scene is that conversation they were having was a little bit garbled, right? It didn't feel like an actual scene that was happening. It felt more like something that maybe Lydia was remembering. So I'm actually gonna say right here that I think that particular scene is a memory. It's something that she's remembering as she's getting through the process of remembering who Styles is. What's up?
And then we see the consequences of Styles disappearing, some that we had already seen, like the photo with him gone, and then Scott giving us a look of like, huh. Malia seems to be looking for Styles, or at least there's this voiceover of like, where are you, Styles? Although my theory is that
they're mixing it.
Yeah, they're mixing it. That scene might not necessarily be her looking for him, and the audio might be from before he's even kidnapped. And then we have Scott at the locker, I think he's probably looking at Styles' locker. And you can tell that every single character feels like
there's something
missing. And I think it really hits Lydia and Scott the most. At least it seems like it. Like you have Lydia coming into school and she's like, I could have sworn I was supposed to meet someone. I think we said that probably Lydia is going to be the one that remembers, or Lydia is going to be key to
remember
it.
Yeah, because fundamentally Lydia fixes everything. We've established that. You know when you walk out of your home and you feel like you forgot something? I think everybody's going to feel like that. There's something I forgot. They don't know what it is. It's like it's just something that's just out of place, and that's probably going to be the key to bringing back Styles.
And I'm guessing the people that were closest to him, that had more of an emotional connection to him, are going to feel that a lot more than, maybe Liam wasn't as close to Styles as, Scott and Lydia. It's interesting because it seems like Malia, at least from what we see in the trailer, is not that involved in that. I mean, a little bit, I think.
I don't necessarily agree. I think you see even a shot of Malia in her birthday suit, like just transforming. Right. And I personally, here's what I think. I think
you don't hear her talk or say much though. It's always usually Scott and Lydia. They just seem like very connected.
Yeah,
I want her to do more.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I have a feeling Malia is gonna have a bigger role to play.
I hope so. Maybe they can't show it to us. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe she's the one who stays.
In the final season, someone's gonna die, right? I'm just putting it out there.
Shut up, Americ.
I'm just putting it out there. Who do you think is... Then we see things from Styles' perspective. In particular, the other side, where everybody who's been disappeared by the Ghost Riders end up. And we actually meet Uncle Peter.
Uncle Peter. Well, we already knew.
We already knew he was going to be there, but I
don't think there's that many new scenes, actually.
With him?
Yeah.
No, that conversation never happened before. This is the first time.
What does he say?
He's saying like, no, everybody forgot us. We're gone. Like he's actually telling them.
I think he says that in the first trailer.
Look, fine. I'm just saying we see that, all right? But we also see Styles, just bringing the hope, basically, back to this place. It looks like everybody's kind of like given up and dreary. And he's just like, my friends will remember me. And he's just so convinced. And I think that strong bond and connection is really what's gonna just break this whole thing apart. But obviously this is not gonna be without challenges. You see Scott prepping with the Ghost Riders coming towards him, going all alpha on the Ghost Riders and saying, "What's up? I'm Scott McCall." You also see a little bit more about the Ghost Riders. You see actually a scene where they seem to be actually disappearing someone with, two of them. Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
Like a witch's kind of like...
Yeah, there's some magic in there.
Yeah, magic going on like in
and they're doing that in front of Mason and Corey.
Yeah.
And I don't know who they're disappearing.
Yes.
I was looking at it, I was like, I couldn't make... So if you guys know who that could potentially be, comment below.
Yeah, if you have any guesses.
But the other part that was really like just heartbreaking was Styles' dad, Sheriff Stilinski, starting to remember his son with the help of Lydia.
I don't know if he's remembering.
I think there's a process there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed in that room, the door was broken into. That Sheriff Stilinski, for some reason, boarded up that room. And just for some reason didn't want to go back in there.
Or maybe he didn't board up that room.
Maybe he never left there?
It was kind of a result of, when they make you disappear.
They just
remove any place that you were there. So maybe it's like in other shows sometimes when that happens, it's like there's this room in your room, but you never go in. And then people are like, why don't you ever go in here? And then he's like, oh.
There's nothing there.
I don't, yeah. It's like they don't know. It's kind of like, yeah, wait, I never...
It's like you never noticed. Yeah.
You never noticed that
That's
door.
possible.
So
that'd be pretty cool.
Can we talk about the scene that really broke me down though? Like the one between like where we hear... It seems like maybe Scott is remembering, or it's like, the moment between Scott and Styles, and you hear, I think Styles saying, "You're my best friend. Scott, you're my brother." But it's like very emotional. And I'm watching this and I'm like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. It's just like that trailer killed me.
Trailer is an emotional roller coaster for sure.
Oh my God.
But it doesn't even stop there.
It
gets even worse. The final scene, Lydia in the car, Lydia trying to remember. I think it's again one of those like where she's remembering a moment and she's remembering Styles saying, "Remember that I love you."
Remember that I love you.
Holy moly! If I was them, I would have just done the trailer. Remember that, boom, stop there.
Well, maybe if they put it in the trailer, it means that's not even the best part.
Holy crap, that's not the best part. That's not the best part. That's just
teasing. They're teasing you. Oh my God.
But damn, that was a good trailer. We really thoroughly enjoyed it.
Seriously. Like, that just reminded me of how good Teen Wolf is.
This season is gonna be bomb as F.
I'm like, when people tell me they don't watch Teen Wolf and they're like, I don't know. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I don't get it.
Teen Wolf is so good.
I don't get it. But you know what? We wanted to know what you thought of this trailer. What were the moments that really stood out for you? What were the moments that really stuck with you? Comment below. Let us know.
Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our Teen Wolf videos coming up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Bye. There are actually a few things that didn't end up in the trailer. Namely...
the Nazi werewolf was in there, whom we know is...
definitely coming as a villain.
Yeah, as a villain. And I'm sure you were very happy about this, Americ. Theo was in there.
Maybe he's not in there at all.
Which makes it... Well, no, he's in there. But it makes me think that maybe his part is not as big as we think it is.
This is the face of denial.